Teachers in Wisconsin are getting suspended for a crazy ass school assignment. Now, tell me, what is some crazy school assignments you've had in the past as a student?
I had to juggle for a final once.
Stop.
For PE or no?
No, it was
What?
Yeah, it was clown school, and I graduated. Now it was like a motor development class, so it was teaching you how to learn skills.
What?
Let me see you juggle right now.
Nah, bro, I failed because I was like, I'm not gonna juggle.
College or high school?
This is college. This is my senior year in college.
Wow. Okay.
Is it still juggling if it's one ball?
Guess what? I was very upset going into this final because I understand what they were trying to do is teach you how to like learn how to like skill acquisition.
But you also probably paid like 5 G's for that class.
I'm not gonna drive 30 minutes to this school
To juggle.
to fucking juggle, bro. The other one was stacking cups, and I'm like, look, I get it, but also I'm not gonna.
Same
do it.
class?
Same class. I had 2 choices.
I didn't know
and
you had a
chose do
choice
neither.
to say no to the teacher.
Yeah, it sounds like kindergarten assignments. Doesn't it sound like
It's that
senior
new
year of
age
college?
shit. It's that new age shit.
I just do as I told and I try to win.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right.
I would have been in that bitch like, ooh, we got all the cups.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
You could say that?
I just was like, okay.
Like, I still need to. I have to finish. Okay.
My professor knew. He looked at me and was like, all right, I'll give you a passing grade. Because I was like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing?
You could do that?
What are we doing? Because
You could explain why.
he knows I was an adult. Because I'm like, dude,
I
what are
didn't
we
know.
doing?
I don't know. He grew up in a white neighborhood.
Did you guys have to do the that one assignment in junior high where you gotta carry a egg around and make sure it doesn't crack? So you know what it feels like to be a parent?
Yeah, I had a bag of flour.
Bag of flour.
That was mine.
I had a real.
Oh, and you put the egg in there
No, it was a bag of flour, and you had to keep that as a baby for like 2 weeks or something.
and make sure it doesn't leak.
Make sure it doesn't rip. Yeah, all that.
Why can't I not remember school?
It's a memory that you wanted to suppress.
Literally have no idea what I was doing there.
All right, so back to these Wisconsin teachers. They're being suspended for assigning middle schoolers, or having middle schoolers determine punishments for slaves.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
At the start of Black History Month.
Yo.
What the fuck?
No.
Right?
What?
I'm like,
Wait, say that again. Say that
Did
again.
they drop first and last names of these teachers? That
no, they did not. They did not.
So
First
confused.
sentence of this article. Several Wisconsin teachers have been suspended
Several?
after having middle schoolers determine punishments for slaves for an assignment given at the start of Black History Month.
Who wants to go to Wisconsin? Anybody want to take a trip to Wisconsin? We got some shit we gotta do right now because that suspension ain't enough.
That's so fucked up.
How many teachers? How many teachers?
They just say a few.
A few is
A
more
team
than
of
there
teachers.
should be.
Do you think they got together and they're like, you know what we should do for Black History Month?
This would be
We
good.
should-
This
okay,
would be good.
we should get the kids to, you know what? I got it. Figure out what it was like to be a slave owner.
Yeah.
And the tough jobs that our ancestor has to do to figure out how to punish them. Great! That'll fucking help them empathize.
Wait, that's
they
the
were
logic. I just.
This
What?
can't be. This is real.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like people that were trying to be like slick. They thought they were smart. They were like, oh yeah, this would be hilarious.
These are some hard-hitting questions here, you know?
Well, they were like, okay, we'll pull a fast one, you know, and try to be funny, but they're obviously not very.
I don't think it's supposed to be funny, dude. I think they're just trying to do a fucking.
That's what I mean.
Critical thinking assignment?
Like it's the wrong point of view, right? It's like so stupid.
Do you think their heart was in the right place when they did this? Seriously?
I'm really trying to understand how they.
Yeah, they pulled a fast one, bro.
Like with putting like rose-colored glasses, right? Like they can do no wrong.
Tell you what they were thinking, but if you want to take a jab at what they were thinking.
I don't know.
I'm fucking baffled here.
And they were trying to pull a fast one. They thought they could be slick and get away with this.
I want to go to Wisconsin.
I'm flabbergasted.
In elementary school, when we learned about slavery and stuff, our teacher, by the way, she was black, she taught us different songs that they would sing when they would pick cotton and all that stuff. And then so we would do that at the end of class when we put the desks away and stuff, because we're doing work and we sing it as a group. So we were all kind of pretending to be slaves.
Yeah, I wonder, do you think that would fly these days?
Not
Right?
now. I don't think that would fly now because I understand the learning moment and the story behind it, but there's so many people that would be upset, say a white parent feeling a type of way about a black teacher saying that, or everything can be taken wrong.
Yeah.
And so that example, I wouldn't say is a bad example of what your teacher did, and it was a learning experience, and she was showing you guys what was going on and the stories and the songs that they sang so you can understand. But in 2021, there's so much to be upset about that we could dissect that into that being.
I was like in 3rd grade.
But that's why, like, certain subjects like this are just uncomfortable for everybody involved. How do you teach it?
Because it's important to teach it. You can't forget history.
But coming up with a fucking list of punishments, like, you can use that for a lot of different, like, you can go through all the different struggles every culture has gone through, and then what are you gonna do? That's how those teachers teach over there?
What grade?
This is 6th grade.
That's too old.
Concentration camp or something.
Right, like, what if they, how would they deal with the subject of the Holocaust?
You could say some crazy shit like, yeah, I would fucking burn them or whatever, right? But like, if you're like in 2nd grade, you probably say some shit like, I would spank them, or they would be like grounded, like, you know what I mean? So like,
okay, I see what you're saying.
So it's like, it's even more dangerous to do this the older the kids are.
The older they are.
Wait, well, when you guys go to Bible study or you guys are learning about religion, would your teacher ask you what punishment should be done for certain crimes?
Yeah, you smite them. That's what you always say.
I mean, but would that be something that is taught?
No. That's not.
This is stupid as fuck.
This is the.
You know, like, don't even do it in the first place. Yeah, but I guess
just don't do that.
Like, well, my point is like, it makes more sense the younger they are.
Right.
Because they're trying to get the kids to.
I don't know if this makes sense at all.
Teachers are how stupid they are, probably.
So
what is their logic?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
It makes worse sense when it's older.
True. The logic here is to aim to illustrate the politics of ancient Mesopotamia by having the students apply an ancient law called Hammurabi's Code.
Oh, so they're not talking about American slavery.
It just happened to be in line with Black History Month, which is the fucking crazy part.
But also, just tell them what happened. Just tell them what happened if they
had a different kind of slavery. So if you're studying world history, right, and you're learning about slavery in Mesopotamia, they didn't have what we call chattel slavery. Chattel slavery in America is you're just born into slavery and it's based off of the color of your skin. But in Mesopotamia, there's this really famous book called Richest Man in Babylon, right? So like, you can actually, it's more like servitude, and you can buy your way out of slavery, and there's a different culture around that.
How do you become a slave?
It could be you could date, yeah, you could like war, you could crime. Now
Casualty of war, they've acquired you from another country.
There's different reasons, right? But the thing is, it's not permanent. And then your kids that are born into it aren't also slaves. Or like, there's just different rules to it, right? Whereas we just have a permanent class system of, the slaves and not. So that's why it's not trying to justify this. I'm just trying to put context into what they are doing, so we don't apply American slavery to what they were doing.
But then also, what is the purpose of coming up with a list of punishments?
That's my question.
That's fucking weird.
I don't know why.
It's a creative process.
But here's the thing too. Another thing is Mesopotamian slavery is they had rights, whereas our history of slavery, they didn't have any rights. So it's completely
There's
different.
an actual code and whatnot.
Because in the Bible, there's actually rules of how you're supposed to treat the slaves as well. So it's that word has a very ugly feeling in America because of our history.
And they did it, and the way the story is shaped is they did this assignment at the beginning of Black History Month.
It's tone deaf as fuck. Yeah. It's so stupid.
But it doesn't even make sense of the purpose. Yeah. What are they trying to accomplish?
It's like, why?
As like, if you're trying to teach a group of kids about slavery in the Mesopotamia era, what is the purpose of you trying to come up with?
They're trying to do it based off of Hammurabi's law. So there is something called that, and then based off of those rules, they're supposed to formulate punishments. So it's what we're doing here is we're zooming out too much and applying the tone deafness of this exercise in Black History Month and whatever, but if you zoom into their classroom and go Hammurabi's law, apply that to Mesopotamian slavery, we're just being triggered by the word slavery is the thing.
What is Hammurabi's law?
Hammurabi's law or code is something that the Mesopotamians had, which is I guess how you conduct yourself with slaves, or how a slave should conduct themselves under this code. And for example, if a slave were to disrespect their master by saying, "You are not my master," that is punishable by execution. that's something that would happen in that society. And then like, I guess that's just one of many codes. And they're learning about these codes, and I don't know if they're like doing revisionist history. I don't know, like, oh, what would you do in place of this? That's my assumption. They don't really go into detail as to what.
Or was it a test of the actual code of like, hey, if you do this, it equals this. Now this is the assignment. Complete this.
Rewrite history, or rewrite
You're
the
not
code.
rewriting it. It's just
Like, based
you
off
do
this logic.
the assignment. You do what is already in the history books. Now just regurgitate it onto this assignment.
I don't have that information, but yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. They did trace the origin of this particular assignment to a website called Teachers Pay Teachers. And I didn't know what this was. There's a paywall. It's $4 for this lesson. Someone paid $4 to get this particular question, to get access to this question and then assign it to their public school system. But Teachers Pay Teachers is a website where teachers can create and sell curriculums and stuff to other teachers and kind of get this online community of people to, I guess get a curriculum that's kind of more nationwide, I guess. So that's kind of cool. But someone paid $4 for this, and now Teachers Pay Teachers have removed this lesson from the website altogether.
So isn't it like buying essays online and just it's like aren't you supposed to create your own teaching?
Hey, do you think they just didn't see it and it was
A little lazy on the teacher's part there, huh?
Yeah, but
I'm just trying to figure
how
out what's the
fucking
point.
weird do you have to be to create this it's just so fucking weird.
That's what I mean. Like, what is the purpose of this assignment? That's my thing.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, are you rewriting or are you just going based off of what you should have already learned, like memory style of assignment, like taking the test?
It sounds so fucking ludicrous.
Or it could have been applied to our law today. During this time, these were their laws. How would you translate into a law today? Would that be a sentence? How long would that be? But again, giving them way too much credit because we don't have any idea. They did it in Black History Month. They stupid for all of that. It is poorly executed.
This is the first
There's
week
no
of Black
lesson.
History Month. They could have done this assignment at least last month and it wouldn't have been that crazy. I mean, it still would have been crazy, but not that crazy.
We immediately thought it was like American history and how would you treat your oh my god, that is cringe, dude. That is crazy.
Yep.
But even then, it's just like, what's the point, dude?
I don't know.
They should start juggling, that'd be better.
See, that's why teachers revert back to juggling. Sometimes it's just safer.
Why you gotta juggle your assignments?
Dude, bro.